Hey, what's up, guys? This video probably will sound kind of dumb because, I've got 108 subscribers as of now, and, YouTube is the farthest thing from monetized for me, okay? I have not made a single dollar from YouTube. There's not a single YouTube view that has led to a single customer for any of my businesses to date. And that's not really the point. Like, the point of me doing YouTube to date has not been let me be a YouTuber. It's still not. Like, it's not how can I make money through the channel. It's not how can I grow the sales for my businesses. Those haven't been my motivations. But um, I do think that I feel like I have things that are worthwhile to share. And if I can figure out how to share them in a way that's digestible, and if it actually is worthwhile, then I do think my channel will grow. And if my channel grows, I'm not talking like buku's crazy grow, but I'm zooming out and basically like finance YouTubers, there's some toxicity going on in that space. And so something I'm processing now is what are my hard lines? Like what am I committing to you as a viewer, as a subscriber, a follower, a friend? Like, what are my commitments? Where do I draw my ethical lines? And I'm still sorting through all of it. Honestly, would love to hear your thoughts. Like, shoot me an email or like drop a comment if like you feel like you have your own clear guidelines of what you feel like is and isn't appropriate. But I'm gonna share at least one commitment right now, maybe a couple. But one of them that I'm making to you is full transparency and honesty. I think one of the best things about YouTube is that it connects you to real people that are sharing real thoughts. To me, that is the value proposition, and it's totally lost if every YouTuber is a YouTuber. Like, if every person is really just a business, it's really just a brand, it's just a sales agent, a marketing agent, a funnel. Like, I mean, you got YouTubers using stage names, like it's not even their real name. I'm like, come on. To me, that feels so disheartening and trust breaking. And maybe that's just me. Maybe you don't care about that. It doesn't matter. But for me, full honesty, full transparency. And part of that starts with like who I am as a human being. Some YouTubers don't even do that. And I want to be honest about life, and I don't want to act like I'm better than I am. I don't want to act like I'm worse than I am. I don't want to pretend that I do believe this or don't believe that. Like, I just want to be who I am authentically, like a real authentic human named Jeremy. That's me right here. Um, and within the world of like, okay, let's say my channel grows. Let's say I have the opportunity to monetize in some way. I think um, if you monetize for something and you don't say that you're getting paid to say something, I don't think I'm comfortable with that. I personally think that's wrong, especially, let's say you're recommending a financial product. If you don't, I'm not talking like fine print disclosure at the end of a video. I'm talking like real disclosure, like real, like just as well as I know. Like, this is an ad. Like, I'm being paid to share blank. Like, that should be super upfront, super clear, especially if it's a financial product or if it's any product. If you're being paid to share something, I think you as the audience should know. So I'm making that commitment. If I'm ever paid to say something, you'll know that it's something I'm being paid to say. This might never even happen, okay? Also, stocks. Okay, there are a lot of finance YouTubers that, like, they have channels that break down them analyzing or recommending different stock picks. stock picks 2024, stock picks for July 2024, stock picks for this week. Let's talk about this company, what happened today. And sometimes they are actually like paid by the companies to talk about those companies. If you don't say that, that is wrong. And so I will say that if I am paid to break down a stock, I will say that it's being paid, and probably I'll never get paid to break down a stock because that's probably in the fine print with the contract of that company. It's like this non-disclosure agreement, like, hey, we want you to do an analysis on our company and here's some talking points, but you can't say that we're paying you to do it. Just so you guys know, my audience, I will turn down that money. I don't care if it's a bazillion dollars, a trillion, 2 trillion, 10 trillion. What am I going to do with that? I'm not in this to sell my soul for nothing. Okay, so I will always give full transparency if I'm ever being paid. And I will never receive pay if I'm not given the freedom of that full transparency and full honesty. And let me talk about that full honesty. Okay, so there's the transparency, like, okay, if I'm ever being paid to say something, you'll know. But there's also the honesty. Like, whatever I say, it will be the truth of what I think. I will never say something that I don't believe for money. Like, that would ruin this whole thing for me. And I think it ruins the whole thing for you. Like, the goal is a real person with real authentic thoughts. And yeah, cool, there's money out there and people make it. I think as soon as the channel turns into this is a brand, this is a business, this is a company, this is a communications arm, and these may or may not represent my personal beliefs, to me that ruins it. I have no interest in that. And so I'm just committing, like, right now, July 11th, 2024, full transparency, full honesty. These thoughts on this channel will always be my thoughts. Doesn't mean other people won't influence my thoughts, but like I will have to actually agree with a thought. And if someone else influenced it, then of course I would give them credit. And if someone's paying me to share something, oh my gosh, of course I would want to share that super clearly, share risks super clearly, disclose how much, sure, like, and I would never share thoughts that are not my own. And so I think if you recommend a product that deep down you don't actually recommend, I think that's wrong. I would never take an ad from a company that I don't believe in. And like, ideally, like, never take an ad from a company that I didn't already believe in, or a service that I didn't already use before the opportunity came to maybe make money. Like, like some company I don't have a relationship with, I don't use their service, they send me an email one day and they're like, hey, can you talk, whatever, here's some money, here's what's great about our company. If then I look into them, I look through their service, and then I like subscribe to their service, like, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, that's not legit. Like, to say like, oh, I use them myself, I'm like, BS. You paid for a 1 month free trial and you got paid 10 grand to say that. So like, net, you are getting paid by them. Okay, net, you are not a customer. Net, you are a communicator. And this happened with FTX. For a lot of finance YouTubers, they're like, oh, I have some money there myself. Or this happens with stock pumpers. Oh, I'm putting in 50 grand. I'm like, okay, but if they paid you 100 grand, like, net, you are not an investor. And if FTX, if they paid you $500,000 and you've got 100,000 in there, and you never had any money in there before they reached out to you, like, net, like, this is not authentic. It's not authentic, and I don't like that. If you like that, cool. If you want super formal, super crisp, best editing, best communications company that is geared towards like influencing your financial decisions and monetizing your financial ambition into purchasing financial services and businesses and investing in specific companies, like, go anywhere else, but you're not going to get that here. You're not going to get that. I'm trying to think honestly, like, I'm trying to think really honestly. I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much. Like, there's a lot of other things I feel like I want to say, like, probably I'll never do that. But, like, I don't want to say for sure, because maybe there's a good way to do it. Like courses, for example. I don't have any courses for sale right now. I don't do any live events right now. If I did things like that, I think for sure it would only be in areas where I actually have expertise. And probably there's like it's fully refundable if you don't like it type of thing. I don't think you should ever sell a course for something that you don't personally have authority in. I shouldn't sell you a course on gardening, that's for sure. But a lot of finance YouTubers, like, they made their money working really hard at a job, a sales oriented job. Like, they were really great real estate agents, or really great used car salesmen, or really great um, just employees. And then they became really great YouTubers, which is really kind of more like, it's like contract work. Okay, it's not like, I mean, I don't want to discredit the business, but like, you didn't build YouTube, right? You just became a great communicator. You use your sales and communication skills, your charisma, and then you bridge that into, why would I be salesy and charismatic to sell a used car or a house when I could sell this course or sell myself, you know? And so professional salesmen, you know, it's a great skill to have, whatever. What am I even talking about? Oh, then maybe they enter in the YouTube space and they're talking about finance, but their expertise is not really personal finance. Like, they never actually had to make it from like they never had to like live broke usually, and they usually don't have a ton of expertise in like investments. Like, they usually just work a lot and they made a lot of money through sales. So if you want to make a course on sales, 100% respect. You know, you want to make a course on how to be a kick A YouTuber, great. Kick A real estate agent, great. But a lot of times they get paid a lot more to look like they're experts on investments, or look like they're experts on stock picking or trading or like money. And I'm like, that's not where your expertise is. So I don't think you should sell something that you don't actually know. Like, for me, like even like business coaching. Like, I would feel comfortable if you wanted to pay me something to teach you, like, from scratch, starting your own RIA firm, from scratch, starting your own reselling business. Like, I'd feel fine if someone wanted to pay me for that. But you'd still want to make it refundable. So, like, you actually have to provide the value, or else you don't get to keep the money. I'm not making that a hard and fast rule, but I feel like that's the better way to do it. But then for sure, if someone's like, hey, can I pay you to, like, I don't know, sit on the board for my other business? I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm really good at your other business. I'm still kind of learning. Can I coach businesses in general? I don't have enough experience right now to feel like, oh yeah, no matter what your business is, I'm the right coach for you. Like, I don't know. Even the RIA firm, I'm like, I feel like I have some things to offer, but I feel like so much of my growth has been like, honestly, just like the blessing of God, some unique opportunities that I felt like I was in the loop on, some unique relationships that I have built over years with a unique level of trust. And I don't know how reproducible it is. Like, I don't know if someone else could just do it. Not that I could, because I don't know if I did it. I'm not trying to say like, I'm so great I did it, I don't know if you can do it. I'm like, I don't know if I did it. I think I might just be like, I think I might have like gotten lucky, aka favor of God, but whatever. Regardless, I don't think you should withhold information, and I'm committing to you, my audience. I'm going to be transparent, I'm going to be honest. Both of those things, those are two different things. And then within monetization, like, I don't think you should sell your course, your coaching group, your book, your whatever live event, unless you know in your heart of hearts that like you are an expert in this topic and the pay that you're receiving is comparable for the value you're providing, and probably that you give a a guaranteed refundable deal, you know, if someone doesn't experience the value out of it. And I think a lot of finance YouTubers, they sell things that they're not actually experts in, but they're really just good salespeople, and then they charge really exorbitantly in comparison to really what the market value is for what they're talking about. And of course, a lot of this stuff is free information too, you know. But there is a dynamic of hands-on counseling or coaching that like there's an extra service associated with that. You're not just paying for the information, and I prefer that compared to just like a raw digital course where someone's just paying for the presentation of information. Like, I think that's a little bit sleazy. I do, especially if you're going to charge bukus for it. But really, in general, I think it's a little sleazy to charge for information. I think if you're going to charge, like, I'd rather do a live event or a coaching group where there's a human element. Like, you're paying, like, if you're going to school, like, there's an actual teacher there. Like, maybe the professor, it's a large classroom and they're not that accessible and whatever, but like, there's office hours, like, there's career counselors, like, there's a real service. It's not just like, oh, I'm paying this university this many thousands of dollars to teach me algebra. It's like, no, you're not. You're paying for the degree, first of all. You're not really paying for the education. But if you just want to go to the education, it's like you're paying for the resources available, not just the information, right? And the networking available too. So some educators, some YouTube educators, some coaching group sellers, they might compare themselves like, well, look, you paid 40 grand for university and well, you don't even use that. It's like, well, no, you could have gone to college and wasted it, but like there's a real value proposition. There are many layers of value propositions that a university gives that buying a digital course is not. And in your heart of hearts, like almost every single person that sells a course, like they never bought a course. Like they didn't, information was not like paying for experts that aren't even really experts is not how they got to where they are. And so I don't think you should ever sell something that you don't think is in the best interest of someone. It just kind of goes back to that again, providing value that measures up for what you're selling. The pay that you're asking for is like appropriate for the value that you're providing. There's some way for people to get their money back. It's not like a ton of hoops they have to jump through, but like you really genuinely there's some level of you got to be personable. Okay, like sales is like whatever, it's part of the world. But I just feel like I never want to like full send on sales and professionalism as a communicator, and as a result charge exorbitantly for information that I know half as well and make it 5 times as difficult for people to get their money back, and also have my fingers crossed behind my back withholding key aspects of information that would have influenced this person not to buy something. Like I just want to be totally upfront. If anyone ever pays me for anything, I want it to be so clear, so like mutually beneficial, like. And so anyways, that third commitment, I'm working on getting it a little crisper. Like, if so, full transparency, any conflicts of interest, and also my personal life. Like, again, for some YouTubers, that might feel like, hey, personal life's totally different. But I come from a ministry background, okay, and like, yeah, your personal life matters. Like, if you're over here like doing something afoul, and then on Sunday you're preaching, it ain't just like, oh, you're a good preacher, and your personal life separate. No. Like, you need to back it up for real. You need to be the person that other people are perceiving you to be. It's not appropriate for you to present yourself as a way and allow people to assume that you're better off or different than you really are. You know what I'm saying? In ministry, that's like, of course, of course. And I feel like with YouTube, it's the same thing. But obviously, I'm not a church. Like, this isn't a church. But if it was a church, it'd be kind of weird. But what I'm saying is, the transparency piece, like, I need to be as close to representative of like what you're perceiving me to be. And if I'm allowing you to perceive something of me that's not true of me, that's on me, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm committing to you honesty, transparency. I've just flipped the words and now you're probably all confused, but I'm going to present the real me. It's going to be my real thoughts. It's an authentic human being. Never, ever, ever, ever will this become a business first YouTube channel. This is a Jeremy first YouTube channel where I always win and I always lose. It's me, okay? It's a real person. No matter how much opportunity there is, regardless if I make money or not, I don't think you have, like, making a single dollar ruins everything, you know? Like, even right now, some conflicts of interest. Like, I'll make money if you, like, want to hire me to manage money for you. I'll make money if you want to join my financial coaching group. But you know that, right? I'll make money if you want to buy a Dyson vacuum from me, from the resale warehouse. So, you know, that's all there is. At budget software, if you want to use BudgetForLife, I'll make money. So there's transparency. I don't think making a single dollar from YouTube is, which I haven't yet. I really haven't. Not even a single lead for any of those four, which again hasn't been the point. Regardless, stay focused, Jeremy. Stay focused. People don't like how long-winded you are. Ah, man, guys. It's a real person. I'm just saying the same thing again and again. I think you get it. And within that third point, yeah, appropriate pricing. There's a way to get money back. You're actually an expert. You actually believe in it. And then if all that's true, then I think you're chilling. Like, sell as many courses as you want, if all that's true. But I think where people they just bum you out is when they don't do those things. It's simple things. That's not a big list of things. There's 3 things. And I don't even know what the third one is. It might just be like more explanation of the first 2. You know what I mean? All right. So I might come up with some more. I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much, because there might be some things that right now I think, oh, that's so wrong. But like, if I had 1 million subscribers, I might like learn something that I don't know now that's like, oh, now I get why this is that way. Whatever. And like, I guess like the only other commitment is like, if you ever get it wrong, like, say sorry, own up to it, for real. Like, for real, say sorry, for real, take responsibility, and for real, like, try to make it right. Like, try to make it right. If you take money from a company to support their stock, and you literally influence people to buy it, and then a year later, it's straight up, like, worth nothing. And you didn't say you took money from the company. You didn't highlight the risks. You didn't share your genuine, full stop thoughts about the company. Like, if you lost your lunch too, well, then fine. Still say sorry, but like, you actually were in it together. You know what I mean? It's like, what's up, my losers? But like, if you didn't actually believe in it, and you took money to say it, and you didn't tell people that you did, I think 100% you should like make 3 videos in a row. Like, make sure people know, like, hey, and drop a pinned comment on the original video. Don't just delete the video from your feed. Like, own it and be like, guys, I'm so sorry. Here's what happened. I took this ad. Like, if anyone bought this stock in this 3-month window, like, please reach out to me. Here's how you can. Like, screenshot your account, show me like how much money did you lose, and we'll just see. Like maybe like if I got paid $1,000 and between all the emails people lost $5,000, maybe the best I can do is just like divide the 1,000 by the 5,000, and like that's the best I can do. But if I'm chilling on like some of these YouTubers got like big old just chills of deals of mills, you know, I'm like, look, just foot the other 4K. You know what I mean? Like, why screw people out of their last $1,000 when you got chills of deals of mills? You know what I mean? So I just feel like do your best to make it right. It's okay if you can't perfectly refund every person for every like it all. Of course, they took on their decision making, whatever. But if you don't acknowledge your influence in someone's decision making, and then you don't make a way to make it right, and all you say is like nothing, or you say like sorry, but you don't do like you're not sorry if you don't make it right. So I just feel like that's the only other piece I want to add is like if I ever screw up, I want to make it right. If for whatever reason I'm not honest, I'm not transparent, I'm not like, which it would be hopefully an accident, right? Like, because I'm telling you right now, like that's what I'm gonna be. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But you know, like I get excited about stuff. I'm like, is it possible that I could like overhype something beyond what was like the the core conviction? Like it's possible I could fall into that because like hype sells on YouTube, right? Like people like hype energy, you know. So I might just like high energy something that I didn't actually like mean it like that for real, but I didn't really clarify it that well enough, and that would be my mistake, and I would own up to it. That's the last commitment is I will own up to it. I'll really apologize and I'll really try to make it right. That's all I can think of for now. But hey, I would, if you ever, even if it's 5 years from now, if you come across this video, like I want to hear from you. What else do you expect from financial YouTubers or just human beings in general? Like, how else can I avoid being a grifter? How else can I avoid being a con artist? Like, I don't want to be like for the man. I want to be for the people, you know? Like I want anyone that like follows along, that subscribes, that listens to my content. Like I want you to get real value, and I want you to feel like you really are getting to know a real person and what he really thinks. And that safety, like just protecting that feels so important to me. So if there's any other way you've been hurt, you've been burned by YouTubers, false promises, would love to hear those stories, would love to hear your thoughts because I really want your help. Again, this all sounds silly because like this guy with 108 subscribers is like, look, if anyone offers to pay me $5,000, but who knows? Maybe this video will age epically. All right, I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. What's up?